I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go from Auto Club. Jared Mogart and Tim Henderson on the front row. Justin Farless and Dale Slides have the second row. Williams Owens and Blake Murray on the third row. Zachary Murtis and Bryce Dickenson on the fourth row. Sean Smith and Jason Haynes rounding out the top 10. Taylor Senft and Joseph Truskowski starting in 11th and 12th. Ty Dickinson starting in 13th, next to Andrew Reigel in 14th, Jordan Navarro in 15th, Matt Barber in 16th, Troy Nesson in 17th, Stephen Metcalf, starting in 18th, Jordan Nesson in 19th, Rick Good in 20th. Zachary Good starting in 21st, next to Corey Denson in 22nd, Donnie Watts in 23rd, Matt Taylor starting in 24th, and Robert Puckett rounding out the 25 truck field here tonight. All the drivers getting lined up, ready to go from Auto Club. What a sight, 25 drivers back on track tonight just to support Ty. All the drivers are stacked up. The pace car is rolling. Everybody rolls out on track. 67 laps here tonight, and the fuel numbers are kind of all over the place for tonight. And some drivers saying 25 to 30 laps, some saying a little bit further. Looks like it is going to be a two-stop race. Regardless, I don't believe anybody can stretch to about 33, 34 laps, but if they do, they might snooker them, but tires could win the night. However, they only have 2 additional tire sets here tonight. They've got to play it smart. And here we go, out of turn 4. And it does look like we are getting a delay to the green. Ty goes to the front, and they're going to stack up for a 4-wide salute again tonight. The 4-wide salute with Ty Dickinson at the front. Great job by all the drivers. Thank you to all the drivers who come out and support last night and tonight. Thank you to everybody who has donated to help Ty out during this extremely difficult time. And a big thanks to the Dickenson family and Brienne, everybody who stands behind Ty. I know he told me this morning he was just so thankful for everybody behind him each and every day. And thank you all so much for being here, tuning in to support Ty. Thank you to everybody who donated and helped out. Thank you to Rigel Promotions and all the sponsors for making it happen. Everybody catching back up to the pace car. As they get stacked back up and ready to go. They will stack back up on the back straightaway. We will get the green flag this time by. As we mentioned last night, Ty and the Dickenson family, we love you guys to death. Angie and I are so grateful to have been a part of this. And thank you all at home watching, everybody in the stands. Thank you for being here tonight. It is time to go racing. All right, here we go through the restart zone. The green flag flies. They are down and away racing for Ty one more time tonight at Auto Club. Mogart clears very quickly into turn one, but don't expect it to stay that way long, and don't expect them to stay too wide long. Yep, already 3 wide, coming out of 2. Back down into 3 and 4. Mogart still at the front. Jared Mogart will lead lap 1. Few drivers already starting to make their way up through the field. Matt Barber already up 5 spots into 11th. A big run down the back straightaway out of turn 2. We mentioned in pre-race, this track gets really bumpy going into turn 3. We'll give you a show of it here in a few moments. Yeah, things will get dicey on corner entry here. Little bit of a gap back behind Bryce Dickenson at the tail of the lead pack in 9th. Joseph Truskowski back in 10th. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. Matt Barber back in 11th, but that gap is starting to close. 3 wide into turn 3. Meanwhile, Mogart and Henderson on a bit of a breakaway. This track is rougher than its sister track at Michigan. Does allow them to get a little bit of a gap a little bit early. But as the tires wear, everybody will start pulling back closer. Jordan Navarro starting to make his way up now into 14th. Jordan Nissen up 3 spots into 16th. Robert Puckett already up 6 spots into 19th as they settle into a rhythm after about 5 laps. Tire wear will start to show more and more. Speeds will start to drop. Hey, good evening, Nico. Bryce Dickenson on the move, now up 1 spot into 7th after losing some ground early. Ty also starting to move forward. He is up to 12th. Small group back behind has lost a little bit of ground, but they will hook back up, start working together as lap times are starting to fall off just a little bit. The leader's fastest lap, 40.66. Last time by 41.28. So they are about 0.6 of a second off pace already. The limited banking here at Auto Club and the rough abrasive track as you see the noses bounce into turn 3. It eats the tires alive. Don't forget, folks, there is still time to donate. We did put all the links up earlier today. We'll put them up again tonight. Every little bit does help. And having been through what Ty has been through over the last year, the support he is seeing out here tonight and last night has been amazing. A lot of times when you have a condition like ours, people start to fade away from your life, but the iRacing community, the racing community as a whole, has really stepped up and been there for Ty. I know it means so much to him. We talked about it late into the night. Oh! We talked about it late into the night last night, just how much this means to him. It's not so much about the money. It does help, but it is about the love and support everybody is giving him. Already starting to see some 3 wide again. You'll start to notice who conserved tires in the early going. The guys that use their tires up early will start to fade. The ones that have been gentle, they're going to start moving forward like Blake Murray is trying to do. Blake is going for the sweep. If he pulls off the win here tonight in that orange and white truck, that's a $67 bonus that goes to Ty. Matt Barber continuing to move. He is holding on. Oh, we've got one blinking in the field. Joseph Truskowski has moved up into 8th place. Jordan Navarro now up into 11th. Matt Barber up into 12th. All 3 of those drivers up at least 4 spots. And they're trying to go 5 wide through 3 and 4. Wow, that got spicy quickly. Bryce Dickenson in the mix. You know it'd mean the world to Brycey Bear to pull off the win here tonight. Jared Mogart out front. Tim Anderson has lost some ground, about 3/4 of a second behind. But again, while Mogart is out here all alone, he has no help. He does have clean air. That is going to be of some benefit. But if these guys back behind go single file and start working together, they'll be able to run him down quickly. Looks like a few drivers blinking in the field, and that as a... Oh! Just ahead. Looks like Dale Slides had a little bit of a wild ride through turn 1. Does get it gathered up as he comes out of turn 2. As I was saying, those trucks that you're seeing disappear, that is a connection issue in every season. iRacing does better and better to minimize that, but it has a dual problem. The obvious problem is if that car goes invisible, even for a split second, in some of these crowds, you don't know where they're going to reappear at. The other downside does tend to be as Corey Denson has gone to pit road early unexpectedly. Hey, good evening, Richie. As I was saying, the car, if you're in the draft with a car that's disappearing, if the car is not visible on track, iRacing does not read its physics. You're not getting the drafting help from that truck. Ty still in the fight. He's drifted back to 15th for the moment, but the man of the hour still in it. He said he was going to start. He didn't know if he would make it to the end, but hopefully he can make it through tonight's race. I know he had a rough time. I talked to him earlier, and he did say his legs were giving him some problems, but I have faith he'll fight his way as long as he can. The fact that he's even driving tonight is impressive. Corey Denson, his pedal got stuck and he smacked the wall. That is a rough end to the night for Corey. Hopefully he'll get back out and turn some laps, but his chances at the win may be gone. Meanwhile, out front, Jared Mogart has a 1.3 second lead as his second group starts to form up. Justin Farless, Tim Anderson, Zachary Mertes, second, third, and fourth. Joseph Truskowski now up into fifth after starting back in 12th. Joseph has kind of marched his way through and continues to close the gap. He is closing on the three trucks ahead. Bryce Dickenson looking to the bottom. Bryce on the high side. Out of turn 4, he will take 8th back. Looks like a few trucks blinking mid-pack, but everybody's staying okay at the moment. Closing in on that first round of pit stops. Now, this is one of those tracks that pit stops can get a little bit tricky. We could see problems, drivers coming in and out of pit road. Corey Denson has gotten the pedal addressed. He is on his way back out. There's Corey down on the bottom as he comes off pit road. Another problem they will have when they come back out is They did have the 4 wide salute. It did give them a couple extra laps, and they got a little bit of heat into the tires here early. As Donnie Watts has come to pit road. This is a little bit early. Zachary Good has also just completed a stop. When they come off of pit road, they will be on cold tires. Very limited grip. Could make exit and entry a little bit tricky at first couple of laps. Justin Farless currently in second, has the help, and they are starting to close back up. Donnie, I'm not going to advertise that one on the air, buddy. Donnie needed a quick break. Not the first time I've seen that done, folks. Matt Barber now up into 10th spot with a couple of trucks right behind him blinking pretty heavily. Looks like Sean Smith right behind is blinking heavily, especially through the turn. That could be a huge problem. Jordan Navarro back behind at 12th. Taylor 6th in 13th. Jason Haynes in 14th. Ty still holds on to 15th. Robert Puckett now at 9 spots into 16th. Heck of a run by Robert so far. Jordan Nissen in 17th. Matt Taylor up 6 spots into 18th. Stephen Metcalf is on pit road. And it looks like we're at the point these drivers do have 2 extra sets of tires. This is, if they want to split the race into even thirds, we're going to see them coming in now. William Owens also on his way in. Taylor 6th on his way in. Donnie, I've been there too, buddy. Looks like so far pit stop 4 tires and fuel for everybody. Stephen Metcalf coming down out of 1 and 2, back out onto the track. They do have to stay below the white line until they get to that blue cone you see off in the back. Remember, we talked about it earlier. Stephen is on cold tires here. As we've got a lot more in Tim Henderson, Blake Murray, Bryce Dickenson, all on pit road. Jared Mogard likely going to try and stretch the fuel as far as possible. That'll give him the shortest run late in the race on his final set of tires. You got to be careful, balance that out. Joseph is coming in. Matt Barber heads in. Jordan Navarro also headed in. Ty coming in. More and more drivers coming in every lap. That extra fuel, you are losing a little bit of time here, burning it out. But having the freshest tires the longest late in this race could be crucial. Zachary Mertes and Justin Farless battle. Farless is coming in. And Jared Mogard made one heck of an entry. I mean, he made a gutsy dive into pit road. Gonna see if we can pull it up and show it to you. There's Mogart as he comes through 3 and 4. Now most of these guys are already down. He yanks it down. You see the other guys coming down lower. He waited as late as possible. Timed that entry. Perfect. Zachary Murdas now has the lead, but he is bringing it in as most of the field is either on pit road or has completed their first stop. Now, we mentioned it during pre-race. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. We have races Sundays through Thursday night, including a GT3 series. Every Sunday morning is Blake Murray. Last night's winner is battling for the lead. Mogard lost some time, and now the vultures are swirling. Bryce Dickenson appears to have had a problem, and his night has come to an end. Gonna see if we can dial up and see. Bryce was on his way into pit road. Let's see if we can dial up and see what happened to Bryce. And it looks like by this point, Bryce has significant front end damage. Tries to get it to pit road for repairs, but that does not end well. And another truck right behind him has problems. While Mogard leads, he now has trouble right there on his bumper. He had opened up a bit of a lead early on, but now everybody is right there with him. Gonna try and dial up and see if we can see what happened with Bryce to bring him back to pit road. There's Bryce coming off pit road after his first scheduled stop. It already had the damage, looks like, on the nose of that truck. Coming down the back straightaway toward turn 3. Looks like it may have come from a bit of bump drafting earlier on. But he tries to get it back to pit road to get the truck fixed, and it all goes wrong there. But he was out of the racing surface. It does not draw the caution this time. Jared Mogard still has the lead, but the man who's been marching forward all night, Joseph Truskowski, now up into second, right on his bumper, and not far behind last night's winner, Blake Murray in third. Zachary Mertes and Justin Farless still rounding out the top 5. Sean Smith in 6th, Matt Barber in 7th, Tim Henderson in 8th, Taylor Simpson 9th, and Ty now up into 10th. And Ty's starting to peak underneath Taylor as they come out of turn 4. Jason Haynes not far back in 11th with these guys battling up ahead. The guys back behind are getting an opportunity to close back up. Mogard does put some breathing room between him and Joseph for the moment. Blake Murray still right there with them, and Zachary Mertes not far behind. Looking back through the field, Matt Taylor already up 10 spots into 14th. Behind him, Robert Puckett up 10 spots into 15th. Both of these drivers started tail into the field. Both of them have been marching forward as Stephen Metcalf is back in. Not sure what Metcalf, he has been on a different strategy. Here tonight he was the first one in for his first stop. Not sure what the plan is with Metcalf at the moment, but folks, I did not give him the commentator's curse tonight. I made very, very sure of it. And the first caution of the night has come out. Troy Nesson and Jason Haynes involved. Just shy of the halfway point. This is going to shake things up. Let's see what brought this one out. Push up the track. Ouch, Troy took a big hit. And looking down from the blimp, you see the push up. He tried to keep it down, just couldn't avoid it. Gets into Jason. Jason has a little bit easier of a hit, but both of them are headed for repairs. And Jared Mogard comes in. The guys behind staying out. They cannot make it from here on fuel. It'll be interesting to see what strategies these guys go with. Remember, if they change 4 tires already, they only have 1 set left. It's a little risky taking that final set of tires early here. Could just be a top off on fuel to see if maybe they get a little strategic advantage. Okay, so I have to ask the question now, folks. How many of you at home remember the old Crank It Up from the late 90s and early 2000s of NASCAR? Drop in the comments and let me know if you remember what the Crank It Up was. Back across the start-finish line, lights go out. Now, it doesn't appear very many of you remember the Crank It Up days. But if you don't, well, folks, you're about to get a reminder. We did get a whole new set of cameras for tonight's race, so this is an untested Crank It Up for you guys, so let us know what you think. When the green flag dropped, I'm gonna shut up and let you guys crank up the volume and listen to all the horsepower. Mike, somehow I knew you'd remember, buddy. We'll see how the new Crank It Up cam does here tonight. It's time to get a little bit loud on the restart. Alright, here we go. Pace car dives to pit road. They head toward the restart zone. And here we go. Green flag is in the air. Crank it up, y'all. Enjoy the Crank It Up, folks. They are already 3 wide back behind as we go back off into 1 and 2. Zachary Mertes has the lead for the moment, but it is a dogfight for every spot in the top 10 right now. Looks like Jared Mogard on his stop was fuel only. Looks like most of the drivers who did drop in did a fuel-only stop as we've got a battle for the lead. Justin Farless on the attack. Robert Puckett is unexpectedly going to pit road. And what a move by Mertes coming out of turn 2. He just cut it to the bottom, looks back underneath for the lead. Into turn 3, Mertes takes the lead once again. And they are trying to get 4 wide back behind. It is getting a little aggressive up at the front. Everybody is battling for every position at the moment. Hey, good evening, Michelle. John, I do remember the gopher cam. 3 wide for the lead out of turn 4. Tim Henderson now in the fight. And Henderson goes to the lead for the first time. Mertes trying to get the run to the outside, but he shut the door. Henderson has it for the moment. Dale Slides now up in the fight. Everybody's starting to tighten back up with 25 laps to go. And everybody next time by should be within the fuel window. So everybody can go the distance on fuel from here. They can come in at any point. Now we'll see who's got that strategy. And John, I will definitely look into a gopher cam for future events. It's a great idea. Tim Anderson has pulled away from the field. He's got a 1.4 second lead as they battle back behind. It does look like Henderson may have taken tires on that last stop, allowing him to check out, but will he use them up too soon? Zachary Good is on pit road. Jared Mogard, after his pit stop, has fought his way back up into the top 5 and 5th. Ty Dickenson still in the fight, back in 12th place. Jordan Nissen on the high side is going to take 12th back for the moment. Henderson, meanwhile, continues to open up that lead, 2.5 seconds. As Taylor Simpson has come to pit road for his final stop. Whoa, what a move! And these guys are using every inch of the track and every bit of the truck here tonight. They're banging out of turn 2. Down the back straightaway, nobody can find a hole. Look like half this group got a big run out of turn 2 and nowhere to go with it. Stephen Metcalf has gone to pit road. This is unexpected. Taylor Simpson on his way back out on track. Zach Mertes now in second. Justin Farless in third. Looks like Sean Smith still having some connection problems. Just ahead, Matt Barber. Barber had fought his way up a lot here tonight, as has Joseph Truskowski. Joseph has had one heck of a run. Sean Smith may have just gone to pit road. 20 laps to go. And everybody at the moment playing different strategies as pit stops have begun. Tim Anderson open. His strategy pays off here. He now has a 3.7 second lead. Remember, all these guys, when they go to pit road, will take 4 tires and fuel. The question is, will they have enough to run him down? As it looked like Dale Slides coming out of turn 4 got a little squirrely. Does manage to hold on to it. Ty currently holding on to 12. Ty is most, oh, he's got one in the wall. Ty moves up into 11th. Ty is an exceptional dirt racer, but he will admit to not being the best on asphalt, but I've seen him get to victory lane on asphalt before. I'm not counting him out till the checkered flag flies. Joseph is ducking in for his final stop. Henderson's lead continuing to grow as they battle behind. Remember, a lot of these guys still have to make final pit stops. Everybody in the top 12 has not been to pit road yet for the final time. Every one of them is hoping for a caution that would give them a free trip to pit road. Blake Murray is in. Henderson's lead continuing to grow as Jason Haynes now, we've got one in the wall. Looks like Justin Farless bounced off the wall out of 2. I have a feeling he's going to point that truck to pit road for repairs this time. And he is way off pace as he ducks it in. Folks, if you missed out on any of last night's dirt action, don't forget it's all on our YouTube channel in the special events playlist. And all the YouTube shorts from last night, all the action, all the excitement will start coming out tomorrow evening. We already released one. Might even release another surprise one later tonight. And fourth on back is a dogfight, 3 wide. Jared Mogard, Dale Slides, Matt Barber, all right in the mix. Jason Haynes now in second. Zachary Mertes in third. Mogard in fourth. Dale Slides in fifth. Some of the trucks in the mix now are on fresh tires, trying to get themselves back on the lead lap. The leader is in for his final stop. Jared Mogard, Matt Barber, Jordan Navarro, all coming in. Jason Haynes has the lead for the moment. Blake Murray just ahead, has just unlapped himself. Remember, Blake has that bonus available if he can pull off the win here tonight. Blake did give all of his winnings. The top 2 last night gave all their winnings back to tie. So you know if Blake pulls it off again, he'll do it again. That would be huge. If you haven't had a chance to donate yet, we will post all the donation links on our Facebook page after the race once again. Tim Henderson is back out on track, currently in 7th. Sean Smith just ahead in 6th. Sean still having some problems with blinking. Zachary Mertes is in. Jason Haynes has the lead at the moment, still has not completed his final stop. 11 laps to go. They can't wait too much longer. The top 5 have not been back in yet. I stand corrected. Looks like only the top 2 of Jordan Nesson and Jason Haynes are the only two that have not completed final stops, which leaves Tim Henderson currently in third place, Sean Smith in fourth, Joseph Truskowski in fifth. Once the top two pit, that should cycle the lead back to Tim Henderson. As Ty Dickenson goes past the leader, gets himself back to the lead lap in 12th place. Tim Henderson back in third, is now just 7.1 seconds behind Jordan and closing in. In fact, at the moment, it looks like Tim is the fastest car in the top 10. Joseph Truskowski battling with Jared Mogard. That is the battle for fourth and fifth, likely to be the battle for second and third once those final stops hit. Jason Haynes drops down to the bottom. You can see just how bumpy that back straightaway is. And Jason does not look to be coming in this time. He is going to try. He last pitted on lap 36. That would mean 31 laps on a tank of fuel. He has an 18.25 second lead over Jordan. Let's dial up his in-car camera and just see if he is conserving fuel. Does not sound like he is pushing it to the absolute limit here. But he's not lifting or clutching through the turn. And you can tell those tires are really worn. That truck is trying to go around on him. But he ain't lifting. He's going to try it. Tim Henderson, meanwhile, shoots by Jordan to take second. He's about 14.5 seconds back. With 6 laps to go, and at the moment, he is about 5 seconds a lap faster than Jason. He has a shot at it. Although if Jason can make it to the finish on what he's got, man, that would be an accomplishment. Jason continues to lead, but the gap is closing quickly. Tim now just 8.5 seconds back and gaining. Even if Jason is conserving fuel, you can tell those tires are starting to go away. He's got 4 laps to go. But at the line, his lead only 6.7 seconds. Tim is closing very quickly. Looks like Jordan back in third is also trying to stretch it. However, Jared Mogard and Zachary Mertes, both on fresh tires, are closing quickly. And look like Jordan had a little problem coming out of turn 2. Mogard has a big run up top. And Jordan Haynes is coming in. He can't make it. And Tim Anderson claims the lead with 3 laps to go. Jordan Nissen couldn't make it. He is in. Tim Anderson has a 4-second lead with 3 laps to go over Jared Mogard and Zachary Mertes. Joseph Truskowski back in 4th. Blake Murray up to 5th. Sean Smith in 6th. Dale Slides in 7th. Matt Barber in 8th. Jordan Navarro in 9th. Ty Dickenson currently runs in 10th. Two laps to go for Tim Anderson. That was so close for Jason Haynes and Jordan Nissen. Just a few laps short, but not enough. And here we go. The white flag flies. One more time around for Tim Henderson. As he drives off into turn 1, Tim has played strategy perfectly tonight. He's had the fastest truck in the second half of this race, and once he took the lead, he was untouchable. A 4.5-second lead down the back straightaway. He sends it off into 3 and 4 one last time. And Tim Anderson will get the win tonight at Auto Club. Jared Mogard holds on to come home in 2nd. Zachary Mertes finishes in 3rd. Joseph Truskowski coming home in 4th. Blake Murray pulls off 5th. And Ty manages to hold on, make it to the end, and comes home with a top 10 finish. And folks, don't forget, as you're seeing a little bit of help celebrating for Ty, tonight, last night, all about him. Great job, Ty. And I have to say, once again, a huge shout out to all the drivers last night and tonight. Everybody who participated, everybody at home, everybody who donated. Thank you guys all so much. You have no idea how much it means to Ty, his family, his girlfriend. I know Ty was hyped up last night. He's going to be hyped up again tonight. Thank you guys. It means the world to him. We'll see if we can get a word with our top 3 here in just a moment. And it does look like we have our winner available. Let's talk to Tim Henderson. Tim, I don't know anybody that could pull a strategy like you did. I had to go back and look. You didn't take tires on your first stop, did you?
No, I did not.
Man, that was a gutsy strategy, but it pays off in the end.
Yeah, it certainly did. Just all the Auto Club races that I have here, and I finally get it.
Well, man, there's no better night to get the win on. And, man, that strategy, it's not often you see a driver pull a gutsy strategy like that. It's usually that second stop somewhere in the middle that they skip the tires. But, man, a gutsy call that worked perfectly.
Yeah, it's just I knew I wasn't gonna win the race. Mogart, he's 5,000. He doesn't really need much of anything other than that. Same with Zach. Zach's always fast. He's always up front, especially in these events. And obviously, you got to try something different. And it just so happened that it played out in my favor for once. Kind of feels like luck may have went my way tonight for once.
Well, it definitely played in your favor, man. A great job, a great win, and a huge shout out to you for being a part of this event, buddy. Congratulations.
Yeah, I want to thank. I don't know if you really want to thank Ty, but I want to wish Ty a well and speedy recovery. I gotta thank the Buckeye Racing Network. A good buddy of mine, Icon Apparel, and Premier Racing Setups.
Man, great job tonight. Great victory. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jared Mogart comes home in second. Jared, I know how fast you are, and you definitely showed in that first stint, but I think they just outsmarted you on strategy, and that's a first.
Yeah, Tim played it well there. He gambled with the tires and the yellows, and just the way the race was there to start. We didn't have any yellows there until halfway, so I figured we were gonna go green, so I just kind of played it straightforward. Two pit stops, two tires, take them, so but it didn't work out. But played a little strategy on that final stop there, and put fuel in it. Took two tires to shorten up the stop, and was able to get back to second. So yeah, can't complain about it. I mean, it sucks, but it's a gamble. Had I played team strategy, the yellow probably doesn't come out, and we end up about 15th because that's just my luck. So.
Well, man, still a great finish. It's great to see you again, and congratulations. Great night, buddy.
Yeah, it's fun. I just recently found this group of guys, and it's a pretty fun little group of guys. And yeah, I know tonight was kind of a special event, raising some money there for Ty. So hopefully tonight helped. I know last night he had a pretty good night last night, and yeah, just looking forward to running more with this group, and hopefully we get to talk to you some more. It was fun.
Great job, man.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And coming home in third, Zachary Mertes. Zach, man, you put on one heck of a fight, and I know there was a couple of points, especially in the first half of that race, where you were in groups where things got a little dicey at times.
Yeah, not bad for a guy with a broken back.
Not bad at all. Congrats.
Yeah, I feel a little gutted about it. I feel like, and this is a tall order to say, I feel like on raw pace, I think I had that race won. It was really challenging at times. I think the tire strategy, I think I nailed it. The problem was that on the first stop I missed my box, so that raised a little cause for concern. And then the caution came out in the middle of the run, and it just turned everything upside down. And I wasn't really expecting it to go caution free. Usually with these Regal Promotions events, the strategy at least is to just kind of stay out and expect that caution to come out. And it never happened. It never materialized. So it caused a bit of a conundrum on strategy. So I took two tires at the end, tried my best to close that gap, and it occurred to me that Tim pretty much took the strategy that I was going to use, which was only take fuel at the end, and that's what caused that gap to still be there. So it wasn't able to just come to fruition. I feel like I could have had second there, and I just wasn't able to catch Jared. It just didn't work out in my favor, and I'm coming off of quite a tumultuous couple of days. I was just racing at the Cookout Summer Shootout over at Charlotte Motor Speedway in my Legend car, and I got into a pretty bad accident, had to get transported to the hospital. This time last night, I was sitting in the emergency room getting x-rays taken on my back, and I've got a compressed fracture on my T3 and my T4 vertebrae. So I'm in a lot of pain right now, and I still was able to go through with this race. So it kind of speaks a lot to my passion and drive to be in a race car and do anything racing related. And it's not to toot my own horn for a moment, but we're eagerly searching for sponsors to hop on board with the race car and help us get back inside of a race car. The car is killed. We got to find some sort of funding to be able to get that Legend car taken care of. And Andrew Regal, he's a great guy. He sponsored me this year in the Legend car, and hopefully we can take that partnership and keep rolling with it. Regal Promotions does absolute great stuff here on the iRacing.com sim, and I'm proud to be sponsored by Andrew and everything he does here on the sim. And hopefully I can showcase all my other great partners and hopefully get back out there in a race car.
Well, great job, man. Congratulations, and go take some medicine and lay down, buddy.
Yeah, I think that's the next step for the night.
Good call, man. Great finish, bud.
Thank you, sir. Great broadcast.
And it was one heck of a night, guys. Thank you so much. Mike giving big thanks to everybody who competed. Huge shout out to everybody who's been here the last two nights. Don't forget, we will post all the donation links again on Facebook. So make sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube. Come back tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern. More great racing. And any of you guys on American Truck Sim, you're welcome to join the Unicorn and go trucking tomorrow night. We'll have this race on YouTube before too much longer, so make sure you check it out. Folks, thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you so much for everything you've done to help tie out this week. The family, the friends, everybody appreciates it. We appreciate everybody who was a part of it. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great night, y'all.